you hide. It may take 100 million tries or more, but if you keep going, one day you'll score. Failure's just a learning opportunity. Lose the fear, set your dreams free. Step out and take the risk. You must go big or go home. Success or bust. Don't keep your gifts inside. Don't let fear make you hide. It may take 100 million tries or more, but if you keep going, one day you'll score. Failure's just a learning opportunity. Lose the fear, set your dreams free. Step out and take the risk. You must go big or go home. Success or bust. Dreams and wishes are safer than reality. Real success requires that you be willing to try again. That's how you turn failure into a win. Failure's just a learning opportunity. Lose the fear, set your dreams free. Step out and take the risk. You must go big or go home. Success or bust. Failure doesn't mean it's time to quit. Failure means you haven't mastered it. Whatever it is you're trying to do, don't let failure take it from you. Figure out where you went wrong. That's how you'll start growing strong. Study what happened and learn. This is how your success you'll learn. Failure's just a learning opportunity. Lose the fear, set your dreams free. Step out and take the risk. You must go big or go home. Success or bust. Failure's just a learning opportunity. Lose the fear, set your dreams free. Step out and take the risk. You must go big or go home. Success or bust.
I am the phoenix. I was born in flame and ashes. I will rebuild the world that everyone else trashes. You have the matches, you have the flame. You can light my world on fire, but watch me rise again. I am the phoenix. I was born in flame and ashes. I will rebuild the world that everyone else trashes. You have the matches, you have the flame. You can light my world on fire, but watch me rise again. Watch me rise again. Watch me rise again. Hurting me is all that you intend to do. Let me warn you that pain is nothing new. Yes, you can hurt me, but you're not the only one. No, you're not the only one. There's nothing you can do I am the phoenix. I was born in flame and ashes. I will rebuild the world that everyone else trashes. You have the matches. They have the matches. They have the flame. You can light my world on fire. Watch me rise again. Watch me rise again. Level the playing field. Even the storm make them all yield and come back for more. Level the playing field. Even the storm make them all yield and come back for more. You created the game, you made the rules. I played my part, but I refuse to stay the fool. You can break my heart, but you can't break me. I'm rising up, I'm reaching out, I'm soaring free. I'm soaring free. I am the phoenix, rising up from flame and ashes. I will rebuild the world for everyone else matches. You have the matches. You have the flame. You can light this world on fire, but I will rise again. I am the phoenix. Watch me rise again.
And yes, indeed, on that note, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the party, Calby. Let me pull up my actual writing and chatting. Do, 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 do. Come on, pop up anytime. You can do it. You know you can. You're so talented. There we go. Yay! Ah, yes, I actually must hit the display button to actually get it to show me something. Isn't that a miracle? Technology does exactly what you want, not exactly what you thought. Yes, we are in the new place. We literally got set up 5 minutes before it was time to start. It's crazy. But we have all the essentials in the new place. There's a bed, sheets, blankets, towels, cups, bowls, spoons, forks, pots, pans, you know, the stuff you can't live without, plus some groceries. We even managed to get that in. So good to finally be back to a place where everything is, if not perfect, it is definitely where I would expect, well, it's better than I would expect it to be by this point. Let me bump up the viewing size so that you guys don't have trouble reading. And we're going to come down here, the debrief and the opportunity. That is where we left off, and we have decisions to make, ladies and gentlemen, about where we are taking this story. All right, chapter 27, the debrief and the opportunity. Mortis stretched and yawned. He couldn't believe how tired he felt. Despite a week of recovering from the rescue of Hawkeye, he still wasn't quite over it. Still, he had to get up early today for a meeting with Mike Daniels. I need a full debrief from you, he'd been told over the phone. I'll buy you breakfast. Mortis didn't want to do a debrief, but the lure of breakfast persuaded him. I'll be there, he told Mike. He arrived to the meeting at 8 a.m. sharp. Mike was there and passed him a cup of coffee. Still take it black? Mortis nodded as he gripped the paper cup. Yep. So, tell me about the rescue with Hawkeye. What did you learn? Mortis told him all about the blonde woman. She said her name was Officer Tolston and that she was with the CIA. I don't know if that's true or not, but Hawkeye seemed to think it was likely. Mike leaned back in his chair. CIA, huh? We suspected something like that, but what you've told me confirms it. What else can you tell me? He described the Russian-speaking men in the white van, the equipment they were pulling out of it, and the way they seemed to take their orders from Tolston. She was the ringleader. Interesting. I wonder what they were doing there in Mammoth Caves, Mike mused aloud. Not sure. Hawkeye told me they were looking for some kind of map. That's why they grabbed him. Mike sat up straight at that. A map? To what? Mortis shrugged. Hawkeye said some kind of South American bunker and some tunnels where the CIA were running black ops. I don't know much about it. Mike stroked a hand across his chin. Do you think Hawkeye can help us secure that map? Mortis frowned. You'd have to ask him. I can't tell you much more than what I already did. Mike nodded. His eyes narrowed a bit. I want you to arrange a meeting for me with Hawkeye. Why don't you ask Officer Jacobs? Mortis suggested. Officer who? Mike asked, raising an eyebrow. Officer Jacobs. He's the military intelligence officer that forced Tolston to let Hawkeye and the rest of us go, Mortis explained. Mike leaned forward. Is that a fact? Mortis nodded. At least that's who he said he was. Mike leaned back in his seat again and looked up at the ceiling for a moment before looking back at Mortis. Thanks for the information. Mortis stood up to leave, but Mike gestured him back down, pulling out a large manila packet from his briefcase. We've got a special request for you. Mortis sat back down. A request? Mike nodded. We'd like to recruit you to be part of a special operations unit. You and your team. Mortis's eyebrows rose. Me and my team? You mean the guys from the stream? Mortis nodded again. Yes. And we'll be happy to pay you for your assistance. Mortis sighed. More money would sure come in handy. But did he really want to be a tool of the military? I don't know, man, he started to say when Mike cut him off by sliding across the table a single sheet of paper with a $sign in bold on it. Mortis whistled. That's a lot of money. Mike held his eyes. It's a lot of risk we're asking you and your team to take on. Are you willing? Mortis hesitated. What all are you expecting us to do? Assuming we say yes. All right. So we now know it's Mike is pitching Mortis and the team for a special ops. And I think the special ops is related to those three. The plot point we needed to wrap up, which is going to come next. All right. Let's do a break on a page break so we can start our new chapter. All right, woo! And yes, comfort is drinking out of your own cup in your own place that you know is paid for, that you don't have to worry about, with things that you bought for your own money that you're not paying off on the long run. Now, here's where we get interesting. Point of view character for today. Holston. DeVries. Seymour. Since we still have Delilah. And possibly Hawkeye. Let's see who we should follow along today. And if you don't like those suggestions, ooh, all right, no worries. You're on the phone with Amazon customer service. They sent you the wrong thing and are trying to replace, yet again, the wrong thing. Wow. Gotta love Amazon. I mean, when it works, it's great. But when it doesn't, it sucks. Oh, man, we have a three-way split. Okay. I guess I get to be the tiebreaker today. Very, very interesting. All right. Let's go back up and remind ourselves where we left off with Tolston and DeFries so that we can decide what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to end the poll. Got a four-way split there. I am going to go ahead and reduce the size for a little bit so I can get my menu back. There we go. All right, so here's what happened the last time that Tolston was part of the picture. And this is where we get to decide what we're going to do with her. Boop, boop, bloop. He was just about to, this was from Seymour's perspective, he was just about to duck into the cave entrance when he spotted another familiar face, Hawkeye's. He was being escorted by a blonde woman with a very unhappy look on her face. Spin was frantically climbing up Mortis's clothes and then perched himself on Mortis's shoulder, chittering loudly. "Hawkeye!" he and Mortis shouted at the same time. Hawkeye's eyes widened and a grin spread across his face. "Guys, how did you find me?" The woman's eyes narrowed. "I see your friends have arrived just in time. You boys are now part of my operation." Mortis and Seymour stared at the woman in confusion. "Operation?" "Yes. You help your buddy Hawkeye here do what I need him to do, and everyone goes home happy." She brandished her taser. "Or I make you sure you two disappear, and Hawkeye still helps me." She gave them a smile that reminded Seymour of a hungry crocodile. "I'm sure you'll be reasonable." Seymour frowned. "Lady, who are you?" Her eyes flicked to the cave entrance and the 5 blonde men walking her direction. She began barking orders in Russian, ignoring his question. Spin took that exact moment to leap onto the blonde woman's head, offering an effective distraction. Mortis discreetly used his crutch to sweep her legs out from underneath her, causing her to land with an oof and several swear words in English. It was at that moment that a 6th blonde man came up behind Hawkeye and drew his gun, startling Seymour. "Hey, what are you doing?" The blonde man pointed it in the direction of the 5 other men and started speaking to them in Russian. "Ona predatelnica, u меня есть dokazatelj..." I'm probably butchering this to heck. "Dokazatelj dostupy." Her eyes widened and she held up her hands. "Only that, ему нельзя доверять." Like I said, butchering. Although neither Seymour nor Hawkeye could understand what was being said, they watched the man's face transform as their eyes locked onto the blonde woman. "They look all right, don't they, mate?" Seymour asked under his breath. The blonde man gestured toward the other 5, bringing them closer and showing them his cell phone. The 5 faces grew grim as they looked through it all. One of them spoke when they were done. "My posa botimsia one." Her eyes widened. "Please, you're not going to let them do this to me. I'm a CIA officer. They'll be looking for me." "They'd have a lot of explaining to do to be able to come looking for you, don't you think, Officer Tolston?" the blonde man said. squatting near her as he plucked away the taser. I'll be happy to help, but only if you're willing to tell me the truth about what it is you've been doing down here. The 5 men clustered together watched as he placed zip ties around her hands and hauled her up. He looked over at Hawkeye. We'll still likely need your help. I need a full statement about everything that happened and how you tie into this. Hawkeye nodded. I'll be thrilled to give one. Do you need me to come with you? The blond man shook his head. I'm going to tell them that she was using them to get back at you for a private matter. They won't like that. And I'm going to take them to DeVries. You're free to go. I'll be in touch. Mortis, Seymour, and Hawkeye stood watching as they left. Then Hawkeye turned to Mortis and Seymour. You came for me. I didn't think anyone would. How did you find me? Mortis slapped Hawkeye on the shoulder. I had a little visit from someone who told me you were in trouble. I let the crew know in the only way I could, and Seymour's the first one to show. Seymour felt his face flush red. Lauren helped. She stood by and let me know something was wrong. Or stopped by and let me know something was wrong. She got the whole police force out looking for you. Oop, that should be a period. Hawkeye laughed. You mean all 10 of them? I'm honored, guys. I really am. All right, so that's the last that we had of Jacobs, DeVries, and Tolston, which primes our pump and gives us exactly the information we need to know in order to write this follow-up. Oh, we have covered a lot of ground. Oh my goodness. You know what? I didn't even offer the option of Jacobs being the one that we saw it through. Barely speak English and you're beyond frustrated at this point? Oh, I can understand that. Yeah, oh, sorry for yawning in y'all's face, basically. But I am tired. And that may sound surprising to you, but I am. It's Steve Gunner. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. The new apartment has power. Power! And and internet and all the essentials. Now, it's going to take us a bit to get fully set up and fully settled, but we have the essential stuff we required for life. We have a bed, we have a shower, we have food in the fridge, things to cook with, things to clean with, things to wipe our hind ends with. Yes, yes, we have got to find a way to make it down to Des Moines to get those. That's kind of on our list of things we'll need to do, but we can't do it this weekend, maybe not even next weekend. It may just have to wait until next month. We'll have to see. We want to make sure that the car has maintenance before we take it down there, or that we rent a van. I hear Heartland Motors does car rentals, so we may do that. I don't know. We'll see. Is it happy birthday to you? Happy birthday, Steve! Oh, I wish I'd have known. I made you something. I may still. I may still. Alright, so let's read through what we got so far, and then we'll see where we want to take it next. Chapter 28, Unanswered Questions. Officer Tolston watched as Hawkeye got away with his two friends. Jacobs, a man she'd known only as Reuben up until this moment, hauled her to her feet and marched her to the van. He was not gentle about it. "Are you going to leave Devries down there in the dark?" she asked. She hated the little weasel of a man as much as anyone, but she needed him. She couldn't afford to let him get left behind. "That guy? Don't worry about him. I'll make sure he gets exactly what he deserves," was Jacob's sole response to her question. "He's an essential part of our case," she said, hoping to get Jacobs to at least listen. "We can't take down the smuggling ring without him." "Smuggling ring?" he asked, the surprise in his voice clear. She nodded. "Yes, it's an international operation. That's why we were tapping into the Russians." Jacob studied her face, arms crossed. "Hawkeye told me what the map led to." She swallowed, working hard to keep her face neutral as she thought of what to say to that. It's not what he thinks. Those tunnels, that base, those aren't ours. I mean, we used them, but we didn't make them. Jacob said nothing in response to that, simply continuing to give her that long, hard stare. It was hard for her to guess what he was thinking, so she continued. He nearly ruined our operation. We'd been working for decades to infiltrate the group that did create them, so we could bust them. What Hawkeye exposed nearly created an international incident. He's a dangerous man. Jacobs kept his mouth shut. She couldn't tell if he believed her or not. But at least he was listening for now. That map has to be retrieved. It's the only one we've got. And without it, we can't get the leverage we need to finish the job we started. It's a matter of national security. His eyebrows raised. Is it? Really? Why didn't the CIA communicate that to military intelligence? She rolled her eyes. You know bureaucracies. Nobody's sharing information with anyone. I agree that it's stupid and counterproductive, but it's how things work. Jacob turned her toward the cave entrance. You can tell my superiors all about it when we get back to the base. In the meanwhile, you'll be enjoying the finest of holding cells until I can get some confirmation of your story. Her heart raced at the thought of it. You can't do that. We're on a very tight window for getting that map back. Please, you've got to help me. People could die if you don't. There was some truth to that statement. The people she reported to threatened to kill her if she didn't deliver the map. She had to get it back. Or else. Jacob shook his head. We can sort it out at the station, miss. She tried to force herself to stop the feeling of panic rising up in her gut. These Russians did not play around, and she didn't want to find out what they'd do with her if they knew she'd failed in her assignment. I have to go to the bathroom, she told him. I'll give you 5 minutes, he answered. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom, she told him. I'll give you 5 minutes, Jacob said. I'll find you a nice bush and you can go there. Quite the gentleman, aren't you? She said sarcastically. He mock bowed at the waist. Ever at your service. Now move it. Alright, so now we have the setup. Let's see. Does Tolston try to make a break for it? I did not. I'm not going to start snoring, I promise. Yawning, maybe. Snoring, no. Ooh, good question. Does she have a way to contact the CIA via panic button or something? You know what would make logical sense is if they have an RFID chip on her somewhere, embedded in her stuff. Although, given that she's in the caves, I don't know if it would work. How much RFID interference would you need to have? Like, what kind of signal? Varying RFID tags can be challenging. Well, I guess they can because they've got uh, pit tracking systems for cave-dwelling bats. So passive integrated transponder tags. Okay. Huh. Yeah, okay. So theoretically, that's possible. It's a good question, right? It's a legit question. We'll close that poll. Nobody was answering it anyway. Let's see, what was it? Passive integrated transponder. Yeah, the poll didn't show up. Okay. Well, I'll just do an informal poll. We don't need to make it formal. Um, Basically, it comes down to this: does Tolston try to make a break for it or not? You know. You know what? Maybe she's not actually CIA. Yeah. Ugh. All right. I am literally falling asleep in my chair, which is terrible for writing and chatting because I'm not doing much of either. I am going to call the stream early. You guys have been wonderful showing up for me, and we are going to work on this when I am refreshed and better able to keep my thoughts together. Whew. Thank you guys for being with me. Thank you guys for supporting us in our move. I'm glad that I could reconnect. I'm glad that we could work on this today, but I recognize that I need to pay attention to my body and give it what it needs, which apparently is a nap. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. I will talk to you on Monday if you are available for the art and drawing and chilling. And then if you're not, real talk on Thursday. And if you're not, I'll see you next Saturday. We'll talk to you later. Have a great